Hey, it's us, the Charity Stripe. Hit your free throws because they're free. Joshua Fisher, Alexander Tassopoulos, Nikki Snacks, Kreider. Best to Bleav here on Stadium. Clips coming your way of Casey Stern, unfiltered, talking Kevin Durant. Enjoy.
The fact that Kevin Durant is telling, he's not only telling the team, hey, I want out, right, of this contract I got. They did everything for him. They massaged the whole organization and everything around. Oh, and now what? He didn't want Steve Nash. It wasn't him. It was Mark. Of course it wasn't you. Right. Now it wasn't you. At the time, everybody's asking Kevin Durant, and all we're showing is videos and highlights of when Nash worked with the Warriors and him working with Kevin Durant. But now you didn't want him. Oh, totally. I get that. Fine. Great. Here's Kevin Durant saying, hey, well, now I want out. I mean, first of all, yeah, you should run a team. You decided, I think if I play with Kyrie and James Harden, we'll win. Really? What the hell game you been playing?
Let me say this. As the Celtics fan here, I know I'm rocking the Warriors. I'm just rocking teams, and I love Klay Thompson. But as a Celtics fan, at this point, I'm sour cream and Dunions with this Kevin Durant thing. You're projected to be first in the East. You went to the finals. Guys are getting older, more mature. Marcus Smart coming off a DPOY. You bring in Brogdon, you bring in Gallinari. Why are we breaking up this nucleus? Why are we causing these issues in the locker room? Kevin Durant may go down as a top 5 player of all time, especially offensively. But everywhere he goes, drama and negativity. At least, you know, the war. They won in the Warriors.
People want to know who he is, and he definitely tells them.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Durant on his way out with the Warriors, kind of unpleasant. Part of it's injury, but part of it's just demeanor. The whole Nets tenure has been kind of a disaster, quite frankly. And everyone's like, oh, the foot, if it was 3 inches over the... No, it's been a train wreck. And I think at this point, if you're the Raptors or the Heat, you kind of need to make that move because, you know, you're not a top 3 team in the East. But if you're the Sixers... You're the Celtics, you're the Bucks, just run with it and see what you got. Because everything going on in Brooklyn between him and Kyrie at this point, for me, it's gotten old, and I don't want to break up our core. I want to see us run it back and try to do it.
Okay. First thing, love when a Boston fan makes it about Boston and not about what it's actually about.
Yeah.
I don't think Joe Tsai had any intention. He does not want to get along with Kevin Durant. Everything that Kevin Durant has put in front of him at this point, he disagrees with him. They're not seeing eye to eye. I think that's very clear. I don't think that the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown offering was ever even real. I think yes, it was really said. It was really put out there. But does he know that the Celtics are going to immediately shoot it down? Of course.
I mean, Tatum's not going anywhere. And quite frankly, I don't want Brown to go anywhere either.
He's the one that brought Steve Nash in. He brought him in, and now he's saying that if Marks and Nash don't get moved, he has to be traded.
He has to be traded. Just sign a contract.
You don't. He texted, I want to be traded. Joe Tsai ignored it, and then he re-emphasized the message. And Joe Tsai still doesn't care. And look, he's the owner of the team.
He is the owner of the team. And look, I don't think they're going to find any suitors for Kevin Durant just because the asking price is too high. And I think he also probably wants to stick it to Kevin Durant. So it might be Kevin Durant, Joe Tsai, and the Pussycat Dolls after this.
Don't you wish your superstar would just be chill?
And
last it's the only Pussycat Doll song I know.
Last thing I'll say, and we talked about this on our show, The Charity Stripe, go check that out wherever you listen to your podcasts, is that the Brooklyn Nets, since moving to Brooklyn, the Nets have not won more than 50 games.
It's a gong show. It's pitiful what's going on over there. They've actually gotten some guys to put around these two, and they won't stick out their contracts, which they've signed. I mean, who knows what Kyrie's thinking. But Kevin Durant wants out. He signed this massive deal. Go win. Put your money where your mouth is. Stop escaping. Stop running from everywhere. Get it done. Unless he doesn't want to play with Kyrie.
Speaking of getting out, this next one, we're going to cut to Speakeasy with Rudy Gay, who absolutely wants Britney Griner out of Russia. Check out this clip.
I just don't like where this is going. Obviously, we have been targeted for a long time, not just basketball players, not just Black people, but, this world has been harsh to certain people. And, it's just sad to see that, a person with a family, she has a wife, she has a mother, she has all these things, can be put in the middle of basically some governmental contest, to be frank. I've been around Brittany, and I know how it is to be able to accomplish some things in your life and work hard. but when do you have to work hard enough to be targeted?
Everybody wants Britney Griner out of Russia. What planet are we on that people are still getting in trouble for weed? I mean,
Earth.
Thank you for the update.
There are no. I'm just saying, there's a lot of countries out there that have that. It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. It's crazy. It's insanity. It's a political thing. You know, I'm not going to quote Rudy Gay. I was about to because we can't, because we're PG on Stadium. Not Paul George, but, you know, parental guidance. It's insane what's going on here. It's Russia versus the United States. Nothing to do with Britney Griner. 9.5 years. They want to do a swap with the merchant of death, an arms salesman.
So that doesn't sound like a fair trade to me.
No, it's
who is Britney Griner hurting, and who has the merchant of death hurt or have the ability to hurt in the future?
In fact, was she not hurting anyone? She was making revenue for the country of Russia by playing in the Russian Women's League.
Joke.
Right? Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. It's not like it was Tom Cruise in American Made where she was drug running. She absolutely was doing nothing wrong to any other individuals. I think your point puts it best, Nick. And bring her back.
Yeah, I mean...
Bring her back to the States, please.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's out of control. I will say, good for you going in your bag for making that Tom Cruise reference. All right, I want to throw up a tweet, a little graphic right here. Antonio Brown said this today: "My biggest regret in my career doesn't involve calling my GM a cracker or showing up to Raiders camp late in a hot air balloon with frozen feet or throwing rocks at the UPS driver, and it definitely doesn't involve taking my shirt off and doing a victory lap around the Jets Stadium mid-game while throwing up the deuces and costing my team a championship." That's my little addition. "My biggest regret is that I'll never get to see me, Antonio Brown, play a game live. Sure, I can watch the game afterwards, but I can't imagine what that was like for all of you to see something like that, like watching the Beatles or Jesus perform at Red Rocks." Second craziest quote I've read on Twitter, behind Donald Trump saying, "No president's done more for the black community than me, other than maybe Abraham Lincoln."
Talk about a monologue, huh? I mean, if you're new to an acting class, folks, look no further. Just look at the Antonio Brown tweet and use that as your monologue.
It's a good one
for your first class.
It's a good one. We all thought, everyone thinks this is epic, but Toss, you brought up a great point before we got on, and I would love for you to make that here for the people viewing at home.
Yeah, to me, it has to do with athletes and how much time they put into mastering their craft.
Yeah.
And not only athletes, but anyone, whether you're a painter or an actor, like Nick was just alluding to, a monologue, or a businessman, you work really, really hard. And yes, you get a lot of fulfillment from other people saying that you are great, from fans watching you in the stands, but nothing feels better than knowing that you put in that work and succeeding in your own head. And so I think he's undervaluing the fact that he got to be the one that ran down the sideline, passed a DB, threw up the deuces, and scored that touchdown to win the game, right? Like when Steph Curry hits a 35-footer, he doesn't watch it back and think, oh yeah, that was the best thing I've ever done. Doing the actual thing itself was way more gratifying. I guarantee it. And when he watches it back, he thinks about the memory of doing that to whoever was in front of him. Could have been PG, Paul George.
Could have been. Real quick though, before we break, what would be cooler at Red Rocks, Jesus or the Beatles? Nick, just pick one. Just say it. Just say it. Jesus.
Probably Jesus.
Okay, Toss.
Yeah, probably
she loves
Jesus.
You, yeah.
Call me crazy. I might be more of an Eagles guy than I am the Beatles.
Not crazy. We could definitely debate that another time because
I do love the Beatles.
Yeah, I want to.
But like, what's Jesus doing?
like,
is he like healing
like
people on the spot, or
no?
like?
It's like the first TED Talk kind of.
Thanks for joining us here. This is the Charity Stripe Best of Bleav. Go to Bleav.com. Check out any of the podcasts you saw. We have so many more. Go to Bleav.com, the Bleav Network, and Omni channel.
We got some of our own, actually. Horns Up Talking Texas if you like Texas football. Ring the Bell Pods Talk if you like Padres baseball. Bleav in Mavs if you like Mavs football. And, of course, the Charity Stripe, who we are.
Yep, that's who we are. This is Bleav. This is Stadium. Fans out there, drag both feet in bounds, swing on a full count, rip that puck, hit that putt, and hit your PKs because they're free, and hit your free throws. Why, guys?
Because they are
free.
We out you. We love you.